Welcome to ROG Pulse, your inside look at what's happening behind the scenes at the Republic of Gamers. I am Whitson Gordon, and with me is Mr. Lane Prescott. What's up, Lane?
Huzzah. Hi, guys.
Let me know if you guys can hear us. Jake's gone today. Jake had a baby yesterday. So Lane and I are flying by the seat of our pants here on ROG Pulse. So, bear with us. Things might break. I thought for a second we weren't going to be streaming to YouTube because it wasn't working, and then all of a sudden it popped up. So here we are.
Sweet.
Yeah. So Lane, I feel like we've been so busy with work. Like Lane and I talk every day, guys, but I feel like we haven't actually talked about like anything but work because we've been so busy gearing up for Gamescom, CES, other such things. Speaking of which, someone asked in chat, when is the 2024 X13 going to be released? Go check out our YouTube video from earlier this year about the entire 2024 lineup. There's no new X13 for 2024. The 2023 X13 is still going on through. And as for 2025, well, you'll just have to see. But what have you been jamming lately, man?
I'm patiently waiting for a code to the new Delta Task Force something or other. It's like a DMZ Escape from Tarkov extraction-based shooter.
You love those extraction shooters.
I'm waiting for that. Otherwise, just chilling, enjoying the weather. It's been rainy and muggy.
I'm sorry,
and
you've been
wonderful.
outside instead of gaming? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I've been taking my Ally X outside and getting. Nah, that's not true. I've just been gaming inside. I started playing Hotline Miami, which I know is like a million years old at this point, but I've had it for a while because it was on sale for like $2 once, and I was like, I should play this. And I've been playing that on the Ally a lot. It's really fun. It's tough. I'm like a little more than halfway through, and I got to the part that all of a sudden is really hard, and I'm like, am I going to keep going? It's getting a little grindy, but
I'm sure there's a really well-written guide on how to optimize Hotline Miami, probably on GameFAQs or something.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but it's fun. So, a couple things today, guys. First of all, you'll notice that we do not have a moving carousel. It's a little bit more of a bare bones stream because I'm running it instead of Jake. But the ROG Elite code is still down here. I tested it today, so I know that it works. In fact, I want to show this to you guys because a lot of people get confused. They see the ROG Elite logo and they see this and they try to redeem it in this box because it has the same Elite logo. That's just the regular ROG Elite logo for like the entire Elite system. You got to scroll past that and come down to the ROG Stream one with the Twitch and YouTube logos. If you go there, you type in the code down at the bottom there, you can get some points that you can redeem for free games or other cool stuff. There's obviously a lot of other stuff you can do here too. There's like quizzes and check out this product to win some points. The best way to get points though is registering Asus and ROG, maybe just ROG products that you have purchased. You can register them online, gets you faster warranty service and stuff like that, and then also gets you points you can spend. I have bought enough ROG products that I have redeemed a few things. I redeemed Hitman 2 on ROG Elite, and I actually played that recently. So I've actually played the game that I redeemed, and man, that's a fun game too. And that's what we're talking about today. Not Hitman 2, but the ROG products that we actually own and use. Obviously, ROG makes a lot of stuff. So we can't use every ROG product because that would be multiple battle stations worth of gear. And while I do actually technically have 2 gaming setups, still can't use every single ROG product out there. So you all know what Jake uses because he shows it off every week, and it's in a little about section on our Twitch page down below. But what about Whitson and Lane? What about the rest of the ROG stream team? What do we actually use? What are the company sends us products, but we've also bought some ROG products ourselves. So what are the things that we would actually buy and use and actually have in our gaming setups? That is what we are talking about today because we're just trying to do a chill stream that doesn't break. Who knows if the giveaway will work after we do this main topic? We're going to attempt to do the giveaway. I've never done the giveaway with the new system, so we are going to figure it out.
Double
will it work? Who knows? All right. So, Lane, do you want to go first?
I do. I would love to start us off. My pride and joy. I just got a comment on it. Somebody walked into the house and said, "That is a big monitor." The PG35 VQ. I bought this when it was brand new. I saw a review on Hardware Unboxed and instantly fell in love. It checked every single box that I wanted for a monitor, and it's been amazing ever since. I want to say 4 years ago. I'd have to look at the date that I bought it, but it's still one of the best monitors spec-wise available, even when new things have come out.
It's not actually available anymore.
No, it's not available anymore. Sorry, like
But it has held up well.
OLED has become a thing, mini LED has become a thing, and this still totally holds up.
Yeah, so for reference, guys, it's not mini LED, but it is similar in the sense that it has full array local dimming. So it's not using literal mini LEDs, but it has 512 zones, which is still an awful lot of zones for a full array display, especially at 35 inches. It's a lot of zones. 1,000 nits peak brightness. It goes up to 200 hertz. Like, it is really, really good. The HDR in this is excellent. I actually have this same monitor, so I'm cheating a little bit. Lane and I both have this. The difference is that Lane bought it when it came out. What was it, like $2,000 or something?
$2,500 plus $50 in shipping.
Which at the time, this was like the best monitor you could buy, not just from ROG, but like it was the best monitor on the market, in my opinion, like straight up. So it was worth that price if you wanted the best experience you could get, especially in terms of HDR. I had been eyeballing it for like a few years. I was using a tough gaming monitor, similar size, ultra wide, 34 inches, but I was like, man, I'd love to have that sweet HDR 200 hertz action, but I couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger. And then I saw it like go out of stock, and it like never came back, and I was like, no, I missed my chance, I'll never have it. And at that time, I didn't know, we had just come out with our first OLED monitor, and I had no idea how long it was going to be until we came out with an ultra wide OLED. So I had been like kind of keeping an eye out to see if it came back in stock or if I could find any like on the used market. And some guy in my neighborhood was selling a brand new one in box for like $700, which is a friggin' steal for this monitor. Even today, that would be a steal for this monitor because this is still 100%. Insanely good. So I have to admit, I did buy it used, but I do not regret it. If I were buying today, though, I would buy our 35-inch OLED. Probably. I tend to prefer mini LED and stuff for like movies on my TV. On computers, though, I think OLEDs have definitely gotten good enough where it's probably the way to go for most people. The response time on OLEDs is just insane. So if you can get a really high refresh OLED with that response time, it's going to be unbelievable picture quality. I do not know why they were selling it, Ritz. I think he like, I sometimes people are lazy and they just like keep it past the return period. He was replacing it with something different, and I don't know why, because I don't remember what monitor he was replacing with, but I remember thinking to myself, but that one's not as good. What do you do? But I wasn't going to argue with him because I wanted the monitor. Right. So yeah, I think he probably just waited till the return, like it was past the return period and he couldn't return it anymore. Who knows? I wasn't going to hassle him about it because I didn't want him to second guess his decision and not sell it to me. Like it was the only PG-35 VQ left that I could get. And I wanted
in that zip code. Yeah, definitely.
And it was just such a sick price that I couldn't. I was pretty happy with the monitor I had, but I was like, this is my last chance to get this monitor. $700, I am taking it.
Oh yeah, so, instant done.
And yeah, now Lane and I both have it. So here, we're buddies. I feel like there's actually a decent amount of crossover in our lists today.
I always forget that. I still somehow think of you using that tough monitor. I forget that you have the 35.
Dude, I've had this for like a year. The tough monitor was good. The thing about the tough monitor was like, I joked that for like a couple of years, our tough gaming monitors were like too good for their own good. Like I felt like they were, because the tough line is a little bit more like affordable, a little bit more like these are the essential features, fewer of like the bells and whistles, right? But still high quality. The problem was that for a time we were kind of lacking in some of the mid-range ROG monitors. Like we had been pushing out a bunch of stuff on the high end, but like a lot of the ROG Strix monitors that were not like budget, but like kind of the more high mid-range of the spectrum just weren't there. And so tough was like drinking ROG's milkshake. And I was like, we need either the tough monitors either need to be slightly less good than this, or we need some good ROG monitors. And thankfully, recently, we've had some ROG Strix monitors come in that have filled that gap really well. The new ROG Strix XG series is
a huge lineup.
Really, really good lineup for a really good price. Excellent specs. There's actually one on sale right now that we're going to talk about later in the show. And then the tough monitors, I think, dropped $50 in price. So it's like if you want, if you don't have the money to spend, the tough monitor is going to do you well. But the Strix monitors come with just enough of those extra features like variable overdrive and stuff like that it's well worth the extra 50 or $100 to go the ROG route, in my opinion, if you can swing it, for sure.
For sure.
Any existing bag for Asus 18-inch laptop gamers? Yeah, we have a number of bags. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna switch back to this window because I don't know how this is gonna go. ROG 18-inch. Oh, you know what? So we have some bags that are designed for like 17-inch laptops and things like that. Our 18-inch laptops are technically like
17s.
They're kind of the size of more traditional 17-inch laptops. So I don't know which ones of these will technically fit like a Strix Scar 18 or whatever. But I would look at some of our 17-inch bags and see, like maybe you can look at some reviews and stuff and see if some of them fit them. So like, yeah, this is the Weekender 17. This is like a bit more of like it's like a backpack, but also kind of a duffel-ish bag. I usually call a bag like this a Weekender, right? I think, did we come up with a name for this, you and me, Lane?
We did.
Yeah, that's what I call these bags, because it's like enough bag to fit a weekend's worth of clothes and stuff, right? But then we have other ones like some of the Ranger backpacks and stuff like that might fit. So 17-inch laptops. So some of these, again, I don't know which ones. Some of these may be able to fit some of our current 18-inch models, if that's what you're looking for. Super Mario 2990. This is our newest one, the Archer Ergo Air. I didn't realize, is this out yet? I have to go to the US page to find out. I don't know and also I don't know what region you're in. See, that might not be out in the US yet, but it might be coming. So yeah, a lot of different styles. Oh, okay, the Archer Ergo Air can fit up to an 18-inch laptop. So this one will almost certainly work with our 18-inch models, but I don't think it's available just yet. But
I got to see a sample of that backpack, and it is
they had it at Computex, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good
very
bag.
Cool.
I
would unironically travel with that, wear that around on like a hiking trip. They took a lot of time to design that one.
Yeah, I think they definitely like stepped up the bag game on this one. So again, I don't know when this is going to be available and if it's coming to the US or wherever it is that you are based, but I would keep an eye out. But I would also look at some of our 17-inch bags and see if people are stating that they can fit like their 18-inch Scar or whatever in it, because it is possible that you would be able to do that. Okay, my first pick. I didn't technically buy this one, but if I were fired today and had to send back all my stuff, I would immediately, as soon as I had lined up a job and a paycheck, go to the store and buy an ROG Ally X. This is my...
That good.
It's that good. I have two gaming machines. I have this one at my desk and I have one back there. I have pictures of them I'll show later. But this thing, even if I got rid of these gaming machines, like this, if I could only have one, it would probably be the Ally X. It is that freaking good. The grips are so comfortable. The battery is insane. The sticks are improved since the last gen. The buttons are improved since the last gen. Like everything on this is so freaking good. And all of the games I play perform amazingly on it. And I probably split my time, I don't know, maybe 50-50 in here versus on the Ally, like in bed at night. So, tough call because I love the big screen experience, but the ability to bring this anywhere, like on trips with me or play it in bed while my wife and I are watching TV or whatever, unparalleled. Have we sent you one yet? Are you still using the regular Ally?
I'm still on the OG.
Jake is sending you, because he has two. He should be sending you one. So we'll all have an Ally X soon. No, we've talked about this plenty on the stream recently. Go back and see all the videos we've done on it. I've said everything that I could say about this. It's incredible. Do you guys have the coolest gaming setups? I think so. And we have pictures coming up when we get to some setup. I've spent many years perfecting my gaming setup. Gaming setups. I have two.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So I'm not even going to go into that much detail about that. You all know what the Ally X is. Lane, what's your next pick?
The keyboard. I never thought I would buy an ROG keyboard. I've been a Logitech fanboy forever.
Wait, we didn't send you this one?
No, this is my keyboard.
Dang.
So I wrote the intro article for the 96 Wireless, and I'm like, that is built
sounds
for me.
perfect.
I need the numpad for my job. It has to have it, but I want less room on my desk being taken up by the keyboard itself, and it's exactly what it's advertised to be. I love this keyboard.
I'm trying to see if they're getting close. Yeah, so here's a closer up picture of like the layout. It is really unique. It's a first of all, Lane, what in the heck do you use the number pad for?
Like trademark symbols, degrees. Like
Oh, that's right. You actually do the official like alt codes.
The alt codes. Yeah,
I
have them
never
in there.
learned those. I do it. I use a text expansion program, Breevy or Phrase Express, one of those. I forget which. I've kind of gone back and forth over the years, and I'll type in like comma TM and it'll autocorrect to the correct thing. That's how I do it, but yours is the official method. So it is cool because it's not technically a full-size keyboard, but so it's compact, but it keeps 95% of what you need. So it gets rid of some of the keys that a lot of people don't use, like insert. I guess insert is there. It's the
I think I had to look it up. It's like 4 to 8 keys are missing off of a
Yeah,
true
it's only a
100%.
few though, because insert, delete, page up, page down there. So it's gonna be like home and end. I think print screen is not there.
Yep.
Scroll lock, some of that kind of stuff. That like
But those are also functions too. So like if you hit function and then insert,
so you still
that's
have them.
scroll lock. So you still have it.
So
Yeah.
you get the benefits of a more compact keyboard, which is like more room for your mouse hand, right? But you don't have to give up the numpad, which a lot of other keyboards like mine make you do. That said, I don't use the numpad, so very
And
often. I guess.
it's wireless. I don't use it wireless because I just don't have to want to worry about charging it. So I have it connected to USB-C all the time. But it's one of the products where I read about it. I knew it was for me. I got it. It was exactly what it said it was. Huge fan.
What
I will
switches do you have?
I got what's the snow themed name?
Oh, the NX Snow.
Yeah, the
Dude,
snows.
the NX Snows are really good. So I'm not typically a fan of linear switches. I prefer a little bit of a bump, like Browns. But when I first used the Snows at CES, I was like, holy crap. This is a linear switch that I would use. I'm still tempted to like, I don't think we sell them separately, but if and when we do, I would be tempted to buy a pack and
Wouldn't
swap
that be
them
nice?
into
We have so many hot swappable keyboards just to have like a kit where you could just reset them all.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool. Okay, so since you're doing your keyboard, I'll do my keyboard. I'm using the ROG Azoth keyboard, not the Extreme. The Extreme is on its way to me, but it's not here yet. And we did a video a while back. I think this was like last year where I swapped all the new switches in because they sent me a red one. I didn't want the reds. I wanted browns. So I got some browns from a different manufacturer, hot swapped those in, put in my own keycaps. This color scheme is the theme of my entire like setup, which I'll show in a minute. This thing is insane. This is what it normally looks like. I love this keyboard. It is like so premium metal construction. It's got that heft to it. It's got that like all the sound dampening inside. It comes with a lubing kit if you want to lube your switches, which I've done before. I probably won't do it again, but it does make a difference for sure. The lubing is nice. Yeah, I friggin' love this thing now because I don't use the numpad. I'm very lucky that you and Jake both use the numpad, so I didn't have to fight you guys for this keyboard when they sent it to us.
Yeah, right.
I just got it by default because no one else wanted a keyboard that didn't have a numpad, and I was like, I actually don't want the numpad. I want a keyboard without a numpad because I want more space. I do have a separate numpad that I can use if I need to. I was trying to use it as a Stream Deck, but I've been having a little
When
bit
you're
of trouble
doing
getting it to
taxes
work
or something
properly.
and you actually need that many numbers.
No, because I don't have the muscle memory for that, unfortunately. So I still just use the numbers at the top for things like that. But I was trying to use it as like a Stream Deck for like when we're streaming, I can switch scenes with it or whatever. Like blah 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 blah. But I haven't gotten it to work properly yet. Any ETA for the Delta 2? I actually don't have a date for the Delta 2, but I will keep you posted. I'm hoping that I should know soon. I'm thinking that the release date is soon, based on the fact that we just wrote a separate article for it, which means it should be imminent, but I'm not positive. But it is amazing, and I highly recommend it. That's not one that's on my list today, but clearly I'm using it, right? Here it is. And I do highly recommend it if you're looking for a gaming headset that sounds really good. The mic on this thing is really great too. I obviously don't use it for streams. I use the Carnix, but if you go back, I think 2 weeks ago, we did a stream. It was the Armory Crate 1.5 showcase where I was out of town, so I didn't bring my Carnix with me, but I did bring my Delta, and I used this mic for stream, and it sounded pretty decent for a boom mic on stream. Gotta hand it to them. They really upgraded that mic and did a good job. Is there a place to store the 2.4 gigahertz dongle on those keyboards? Some of them, yes. I have the Falchion, and there's a place to store it on that. Let me see if there's one on this. I don't know if there's one on this. Oh, yeah, there's a spot right here to store the dongle. So, yeah, on most of our keyboards, we have a spot to store the dongle.
Mine has it, too. I have it plugged into the back of the computer right now, but, yeah, it has a spot.
So I'm actually using mine wired, but because I have one of those cool coil cables. But I will sometimes disconnect the cable to charge my mouse, my Gladius 3, and then I use it wirelessly when I'm charging the mouse. So I just have one cord that I can kind of switch between them. So yes, I also use the Gladius 3 mouse, not on my list today, but also totally sold me. I had a different mouse when I started working here, and I liked it a lot. And I thought when they sent me this, I was like, oh, this will be cool. And then I used it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much more comfortable. This mouse perfectly fits my hand. I don't know what it is. They must have snuck in to my house at night and used my hand as a mold for this mouse because it is the most comfortable, perfect mouse for my hand that I've ever used. And
or
now it's
your
my
hand
favorite.
is like the perfect bell curve of average, and it fits perfectly.
That's entirely possible, but it wasn't that way with my old mouse, which I thought was comfortable until I used this one. And now the other one is like trash to me because it doesn't fit my hand in the same way. I do feel like I have a very average face, though. Like I tell people always tell me like, hey, you look like someone I know, or like you look familiar to me. And I'm like, yeah, I got that average white guy face. Like I look like everyone else. I don't know what it is, but everyone else tells me that. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's sometimes they often have space for the dongles on mice, but not keyboards. But yes, we have them on our keyboards. Particularly, I don't know if we have them on all of them, but especially the compact ones, it makes sense because you might bring those with you. Like the Falchion is meant to be taken with you, right? So. Mm-hmm. The Claymore is awesome. I think Jake might still be using the Claymore keyboard. That's the one where you can swap the numpad from one side to the other.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool design. Okay, Lane.
Yes.
You're next.
So my next one isn't the sexiest of all things. It's the motherboard.
I think it is.
Crosshair 8 formula. And
I think it's a very sexy motherboard.
I got this for the very specific reason that when I did this build, it was going to be custom water cooled. So it has the VRM.
The formula. Yeah, that's right.
And custom water cool it. I never really got there. I got an AIO, and then I just kind of stopped there because for $100 I had basically the same performance. But if I ever want to, I could still custom water cool it. But I have the formula on the list because I've never had a stability issue with it, and anytime I've needed I've had like a momentary stability issue, power went out and it crashed or what have you, the reset button on the back when you're not just doing like a hard power off has been fantastic. Because I don't know about you, but when my system acts really funky, I freak out. It's like, it's like my house is burning down. To get that peace of mind back immediately. And the BIOS flashback is also super duper.
I was going to ask you about that. Have you used the BIOS flashback?
Multiple times.
Dude, it's nice.
It's nice. I would argue it's probably easier than doing it the old-fashioned way because you don't actually need to be in BIOS to do it at all.
Well, it was... Did you need to do it when you bought this board?
No.
Because you were using like a newer CPU or something like that?
It was already up to date in the box.
Okay.
I was already on a correct BIOS in the box. But I've used it like when my dad, when we were building his, he was on an older BIOS that needed to be updated, and you just breadboard the machine and you update it when it's like basically still in the box. You just connect it to the power supply and you put a USB stick in the back of it with the BIOS on it and update it. It's great. So
really handy if you have a newer CPU on an older chipset and it hasn't been updated in the box, which has happened to me before too. Like it's a huge hassle if you don't have a newer CPU to update the BIOS. That is a very crucial feature.
And one other reason why I got this particular board is it was the only one that had enough front USB headers for the case that I wanted. So I got the O11 Dynamic, and it has 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C in the front. And this is the only motherboard that we sold at the time that supported that. So I needed to have all my USBs, and I do have all my USBs.
So I got my motherboard for a similar reason. In fact, I'm going to show my motherboard now because we have not the same motherboard, but same generation. And you were the one who convinced me to get it because I needed more USB ports. And you were like, oh, and mine was acting a little wonky too, my old one. And you were like, dude, get the Crosshair 8 formula is awesome. I'm using it. It has so many USB ports. So I got the Crosshair 8 Dark Hero, which has more USB ports than I have ever owned on a motherboard, which is like, I was looking at this and I was like, I don't really do any extreme overclocking or anything. Do I need like one of the highest end boards we sell? And I was like, oh, it has more USB ports than every other board we sell. Yes, add to cart. Like, and I use all of them, and I have not regretted it for a moment. And like you said, never had a stability issue either. It's been rock freaking solid. And I did have to use that BIOS flashback, I believe, which ended up being really useful. Show us the back plate of the motherboard.
Like the IO, yeah.
Oh. Let's see if we have a picture of it here.
There was one that was kind of a side view of it, higher up.
Oh, gallery would be the best place.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
gallery,
here you go.
There you go.
Look at all them USB ports. I don't need the 2 Ethernet ports. I wish that was 2 more USB ports, but the chipset might not support that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, and for the reference, I use this, and I still have USB hubs that I use because there's some stuff that I want to plug into like the front. And my case is over here. I could plug them into my case, but I also have them easily accessible. Like I will Velcro USB hubs underneath my desk. So that I have it like right at arm's reach. I can plug stuff in. But yeah, it's a lot of USB.
I still remember.
If I could get rid of an Ethernet port and all of the analog ports and make them USB 2, I would. But and the Wi-Fi. I don't use the Wi-Fi either. I just need one Ethernet port and a million USB ports.
I don't know how I did it with my previous mini ITX build. I think it had 4 USB-A and that's it on the back.
Wait, your main rig was a mini ITX?
Yeah, I had to put it in a backpack and take it to Japan, so it had to be small.
Oh, I mean, I love ITX, and actually my other machine is an ITX, and I'll show it off in a minute. But so for reference, this is the machine that my motherboard is in. You can see the blue and yellow, like blue and gold color scheme here. Everything's blue except my Strix LC AIO, which I also purchased myself. That one was a personal purchase. And that just has a cool like glow. You can't quite see it. It's much more yellow in real life than it is in this picture. But
yeah, that looks kind of orangey.
It is. I'm very happy with this build. The only thing that I'm embarrassed to say about this build is that my RAM, I wanted the RAM to be blue to match everything else, and so I got it's like DDR4 2666 or something. Like it's low speed. It's not high speed RAM because they didn't make the higher speed in the blue, I think was the reason. It was like more expensive at that time, so I was like, whatever, I'll just go with the 2666. But but it was worth it because it looks amazing. And then here's the full setup.
Yeah.
You can't quite see the USB ports that are taped to the bottom of my desk, but I put them there. Very easily accessible. This is a standing desk. So we actually sell something very similar to this desk. I think I got this before we were selling the one at IKEA. But we sell a standing desk and a standing desk frame in partnership with IKEA, or we used to, that you could put any desk surface you want on it. I had already built a different desk before. This is actually a door that I got from Home Depot and like sanded and stained myself. You can actually see the hole for the and I actually put a fingerprint reader in that. Nice. So that's a fingerprint reader that I've Sugrued in there, and I just log in with my fingerprint on the front of my desk. It's super cool. Solid ass desk, best desk I've ever owned. And then I ended up putting it on a standing desk legs. So I have you can see in the bottom right corner there, I have like a thing that'll raise it up. And you guys will see me do that when I'm streaming this week because I can't sit for 3 hours. So you don't use the 4090 stand. I do. It's there. It's right here. This is the one that came with my 4090, I believe. Oh, no. It's possible that mine didn't come with a stand. So this 4090 came from the company. I did not buy this 4090. They sent me this 4090 when the 40 series came out so that we could be like writing content and doing streams with some 40 series stuff. And I think because mine was like an office sample, it didn't have a stand. So I think I had to buy this one on Amazon. That's probably what happened.
Sounds
But
about
there
right.
is a stand there. Which fingerprint reader is it? Oh gosh, I don't know. It was one I got on Amazon. I could not even begin to tell you what brand it was. It is just a tiny USB fingerprint reader. Get the one that has good reviews and hope for the best. Oops Spell. That's right. That's the desk we sell at Home Depot. Yeah. The cavalry sword. Okay, that I think I've told this story before, but that sword above my desk, that actually is good eye. That is a cavalry sword from the Civil War. One of my ancestors apparently had a sword, had I forget what it was, but yeah,
That's actually really cool.
Civil War saber that my grandma brought to me one day and was like, "Hey, I found this in my closet, and I hear you like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, so I brought it for you. Here's a sword." And I was like, "What? This is so badass!" And then I had it for a while, and my wife was like, "Why is that not hanging above your desk?" And I was like, "Oh crap, you're right. This should be hanging above my desk." So yeah, I mounted it above my desk. Super
It's clear now once we said it, but I thought that was like a farming implement. I thought that was like a sickle or something.
Oh no, that is a Civil War
That's
saber.
the tassel hanging down. Yeah.
Union Civil War saber.
Very cool.
All right, Lane, your next one.
What is my next one? Oh, yeah. Do you have the photo
Spoiler
for this?
alert. Yeah, I do. So here's Lane's.
So this was kind of
Oh
an
my
in
gosh, I
progress.
didn't realize what you were using as a stand.
Okay, so for those that don't know, the 4090 is really heavy. At least the tough 4090 is really heavy. This thing I'd have to look it up, but it's
Well, it's all
probably-
metal.
It's like 10 or 12 pounds or something. It's ridiculous. So it's on a universal mounting bracket from Lee for the vertical, but that thing was not handling it at all. So I have a mason jar on the fans with a book to just kind of keep it there.
A
It
book
doesn't
and
look
some sort of
that now.
instruction manual or something.
Yeah. I think it was like one of my car stereo instruction manuals. So that got removed. I got a.
Oh, this is an old
real-
picture.
Yeah, this is an old picture, but that's
Okay.
a good one with the side panel removed. And I'm really glad that I made it work because I would have had to get a new case because this is too thick for the O11
okay.
dynamic without being vertical mount.
Okay, so to be clear, chat is making fun. He has a stand now. This is an old picture. He has a
Yeah,
stand now. Or at least he tells me he has a stand.
I gave this photo because it's funny and extra ghetto. It looks more professional now. It has a metal bracket in the front to hold it. But I got this because I had a 3080 and it was working great, but 10 gigs of VRAM was giving me issues in the games that I wanted to play. And this was right around the time that the Super Series was coming out, but I thought I'd just go big. And it relates to the PG-35 as well, because you can kind of go crazy ridiculous on the graphics horsepower.
At
and
200
the
hertz,
PG
1440p, yeah.
The PG-35 can still stretch its legs a little bit, so
Well, and it's
that-
not
that
it's
was
it's 1440p ultra wide, which is almost 4K. So it
Right,
makes sense
it's-
that you would need the extra VRAM and the extra horsepower for 200 hertz.
it's 85% of 4K. So you like when you're looking at game reviews and like what FPS targets you can get at certain resolutions, it's right in between 1440p and 4K. So I've been really happy with it. I don't use it the way that it should be used. I don't render videos. I don't stream on the side, but I'm never gonna have a VRAM issue. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I mostly just use it for gaming too, and I don't even game on this machine that much, but I'm using it for streaming this right now. So that's something. Yeah, you and I have the same card. That for reference, we have the same tough 4090.
Yeah.
With the same monitor, same tough 4090. Our setups are too similar, Lane.
And we didn't coordinate this. I promise.
We
guys.
did not.
This was
Because
completely
I would
unplanned.
I would rather have more variety so we could be promoting more products. But okay, so here's something slightly different. You had before you had the 4090. You said you had the 3080 Ti, right? The liquid cooled.
I had
is that
an
what Jake
EVGA. I had an EVGA
Oh, you had a different one, okay.
3080. Yeah, he had the 3080 Ti.
So I got the 3080 Ti Strix LC for my other machine. I figured I'd talk about this instead of my 4090 because you talked about your 4090. And this is way cooler. So I have this main desktop, but this is like kind of it's like a desk machine. So I use it if I'm playing like shooters or something like that. But most of my gaming is either done on the Ally X or on my like living room PC, which is actually in my office, not my living room, because I have like a whole home theater set up back here. Here, I'll see if I can. Boom. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I actually have a picture of it. that I'm right here.
Well, that was a live picture.
There's a live picture,
Hey.
but here it is. So this is what it looks like. I've got I've got like GOG Galaxy on it with like all my games from Game Pass and Steam and all that stuff. And then the machine is actually in the entertainment center. You can see that down there. So then if I throw this up, this is a picture of the actual machine. I used to have a 3060 KO edition from Asus in there. But because it's so enclosed, like the fans get a little loud, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna liquid cool the CPU and the GPU. And the way I did it is it's built on a this like open bracket, and then the tubes for both go around back, and the radiators are mounted this way in the back. I have a picture of this, but I don't know where it is. And then it's blowing out the back. So I took the back panel off of the entertainment center, and it's just blowing all the air through the radiators and out the back of the entertainment center, and it stays really quiet. So that's the Strix 3080 Ti LC. Didn't do the 4090 in this machine. And then a Ryujin 2 240 ARGB cooler. So I'm not using the RGB fans on it, obviously, or I am, but you can't see them. And then the screen can show me like my FPS, CPU and GPU usage and all that stuff. And I love it for this machine because I can see it from my couch. So like when I'm on this machine, I have two monitors. I can put like FPS info and CPU and GPU and temperatures and whatever on my second monitor. On this machine, I can't do that because it's just the one TV. But I don't want to have it in an overlay above my game, ruin the immersion. So I can put it on my CPU cooler, which is really cool. I don't do temps. I think people freak out about temps like way more often than necessary, unless you're throttling temperature or your fan noise is higher than you want. Temperatures don't really matter that much. I would rather see the CPU and GPU usage to see what is the current bottleneck and see my FPS information. I have zero interest in seeing temps unless I have a big monitor and space to put it on there. What albums you have mounted? Oh, in the last picture, these are 3 albums that I got signed from some of the bands that got me into death metal. This is Come Clarity by In Flames, my first ever metal album and my first ever metal concert. Got that signed and framed. This is All That Remains is Overcome. That's got sentimental value because I got that signed with my brother. I've seen All That Remains a lot of times, but we went to that concert together. I think that was like the Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival or whatever back in Michigan. And then this is We Are the Void by Dark Tranquillity. Another amazing death metal band. So yeah, those are the albums I have mounted there.
That's very cool.
So yeah, those are my 2 picks: the liquid cooled GPU and the liquid cooled CPU.
It's such an elegant solution for a piece of furniture that wasn't designed to get that warm.
Yeah,
that because you can keep the front closed. So it from
it
all
looks
intents
awesome.
and purposes, it's stock. The furniture is stock, and you've figured out a way to get all the waste heat out behind the console. No, when you thought of that and you told me and you started putting it together, I was like, that is sick.
I am really, really proud of this machine and how it ended up turning out. Because I've done a bunch of different versions of like a mini ITX build over the years in my entertainment center, but this is by far the coolest.
Have you completely gotten rid of the case at this point? Is it basically just like sitting in there?
It's
like
not. Yeah, there's no case.
The
It's a frame. So I bought like a frame on Amazon. It's like it's just got like 2 arms and a top and then like 2 like legs on the bottom. So it's like an open air test bench frame kind of thing. Okay. And yeah, because it didn't make sense I had a case in there that I was just standing up, but like this gave me a little bit more room to work because if I'm not using the edge of the cases, why am I like sticking my hands down there? It just made a little bit more sense to do it this way. And then this also this is what allowed me to mount the radiators on the back and have it blow out. Right. Because I can mount things on either side of the frame. I wish I had the other picture. My power supply is also like sitting behind. It's just open air behind the entertainment center. But yeah, it works really well. And this is where I do half or most of my gaming is here and on the Ally. X Raptor says, "You know what's up with music. You should get into some deathcore." I love deathcore. I mostly listen to like progressive metalcore now. I would say those bands were like the formation of my musical existence in like college. But I have other bands I listen to, and I just don't go to as many concerts anymore and get stuff signed. So
True.
All right. Those are all my picks. These are not the only ROG products that I own. I also have an ROG PSU in this machine. I have the mouse that I mentioned. I have an ROG phone, although it's technically my work phone. Work sent this to me. But I did buy a Zen phone. This was a personal purchase. I love the Zenfone. Zenfone 10.
I'm wearing the Animate. I love it. I
Yeah.
didn't put it on this list, but I talk about it all the time, how much I enjoy it. The sound quality is amazing, and it's super comfortable.
Yeah. The Delta series is definitely, because you can tell by the thing back. I used to review headphones and gaming headsets before I worked at Asus. I reviewed them for like IGN and PC Mag and places like that. This is the most comfortable headset I've ever worn. Straight up. And even with I'm usually not a leather ear pad guy. I usually prefer the fabric. And the Delta comes with fabric and leather, and I tried them both. The leather is so freaking comfortable. I usually prefer fabric, but this is that good that I actually chose it. Yeah. So, did you see the 2 OG Dooms are getting new visual upgrades? What? Interesting. I play with a source port. I play with like GZ Doom or Chocolate Doom or one of those. I forget which one I played last when I played Doom. I don't know if I would want visual upgrades for those games or not. Apart from like, the actual reboot. I don't know. I'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyways, guys, so that's our main topic. We're doing a full stream today. Usually we'll just cut down the main topic for YouTube if it's something that we think people are actually going to search for. This is kind of a just chatting stream today, so we're going to leave the whole thing up on YouTube. But if you watch if you're watching on YouTube after the fact now, and you wonder why this is an hour-long video instead of our usual 10 minutes, it's because it's the whole stream. This is the stuff you miss out on by not watching live usually, is the stuff we're about to do. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to talk about what's on sale this week, new games, other cool stuff. Let's see if this giveaway works. I have no idea if this is going to work. Guys, bear with me. Start giveaway. Okay, how does this work? Start giveaway. Oh, shoot, it didn't work. No, I don't want that. It doesn't even know. How do you even know what to... Nope, cancel. How do I type in what I want the word to be? Oh, I have to edit it maybe? Advanced.
Jake, we need you. Jake, come back.
Jake, help. Help. Custom? Add giveaway. I don't know how it works. Guys, do you know how it works? It's not X-Men. Stop. I canceled it. Okay. So, it says, okay, it's been started for viewer. Use X-Men to enter the raffle. Okay, but how do I change the word? Are we just going to have to do X-Men for the next 3 weeks? That would be funny. Where does it advanced? Must be follower to win. Ticket cost. Max tickets. Where are the correct settings for this? I have no idea how this works. We might be, you know what? I might have to play with this. Maybe we'll do it with X-Men. More details. All right. We're going to try this, guys. I cannot guarantee if this is going to work. We're going to try it again. If you typed X-Men, you're going to have to do it again when I start, okay? We're going to try it. Here we go. Ready? All right. If you typed it X-Men before, type it again. We'll see if this works. How in the heck do I change? Oh, well, now it shows up. Now it has all of this stuff. But it didn't show me that until I started the giveaway. Very strange. Okay. I'm just going to give you guys a minute.
I feel like he changes it before he hits the start button.
Well, obviously, he changes it before he hits the start button, but I can't figure out how to get back to this window. Like I said, guys, flying by the seat of our pants. All right. It automatically ends after a minute. Cool. All right, you guys got 5 seconds. 5 seconds to type X-Men in chat. Because Jake was playing Marvel Rivals. That's why I had X-Men. I've been watching X-Men 97, but I'm only like halfway through. And time is up. Okay, let's pick a winner. Okay, I know how to pick a winner because there's a big button that says pick winner. Snetting on Twitch. Tell us you're here. or we will assume you are a bot and light you on fire. Hey, congrats, Snetting. Okay, so I don't know if I have access to the list of all the codes that were given out for giveaways. So guys, you might not get your code for a few weeks until Jake is back. But I'm gonna have you on the list. Okay, do not worry. You will not be forgotten about. It just may take some time for because I don't know if I have access to the codes. If Jake has free time, I can send him a message on Teams and maybe he can send me the document. But I don't want to bother him because he has a brand new baby and is working on no sleep. So, okay. So this is closed. Snetting, you won. Congratulations. How in the heck do we change the thing? Oh! So I'm on a different page now than I was before. Profiles. Back. Where was that before? None of this information was here before. And now I have all the options. That's
weird. He really
weird.
did Abyssal. He did send us some assets, though, so we were able to...
I do have the assets, at least. All right. I'm going to save my settings. For the... Oh, yes, thank you. God, thank you, Legion of Pyre. Snetting, I need your Discord username. Actually, no, he's on Twitch, so we can actually DM him on Twitch. But yes, if I had forgotten, we could have DM'd him on Twitch. But please give me your Discord username, and then enter, join our Discord down here. The link is in your chat right now. Join our Discord so that we can DM you. You have to join our Discord in order for us to find you and DM you. Snetting, what's your Discord username? If all else fails, I can message him on Twitch. We mostly have that there for... it's Snetting on Discord. Okay, perfect. Okay. So
just make sure you join the Discord, and then we can search for you.
Yep. Yippity. Okay. I want to know the date. What date? I don't have... Oh, ROG Phone 9. We have not announced an ROG Phone 9 yet, so I cannot give you a date because I can't even give you assurance that that phone exists yet. Do you plan on getting the Azoth Extreme to use? Yes, in fact, we were supposed to be streaming with it today, but it didn't get here in time. So possibly next Wednesday. I'm going to be on a plane on Thursday, so we might have ROG Pulse a day early next week. If it gets here from the office, I don't think it's even shipped yet, but if it gets here, we will be showcasing the Azoth Extreme hopefully next Wednesday. Yeah, I'm really excited to check out that keyboard. I did use it at Computex, and it is sick. But we will have a full Pulse episode on that keyboard soon. All right, moving on to other stuff. This new article this week, guys, I've seen a lot of people asking about the ROG Tessen over the past few months. Eric, one of our other writers, got a sample in his hands and was playing on it for a few weeks and wrote an article about it. So we obviously have an article explaining like what it is and the features, but this is a bit more like a day in the life of using the Tessen, right? So if you're kind of curious what it's like actually like to use, you know, kind of the look and feel and all that stuff, you can check out this article. You just head to rog.asus.com, scroll down, and you'll see it. I have that same statue. So do you, Vane?
I do. That's a huge competitive advantage. Like if you're a PUBG mobile player and you can all of a sudden use sticks and buttons instead of touch controls, you're gaming.
Way better. Yep. And it's a nice it's a comfortable controller, but really, really small. Like and it folds up so you can pack it into your bag.
Yeah, it collapses into nothing.
It's pretty cool. I like it. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested in that product. It is on shelf right now in the US, I believe, among other regions. So, okay.
Sorry, Jericho. It was absent-minded.
Sales this week, y'all. I think I need to zoom in on this page. Okay. So, laptop sales this week. The 2024 Zephyrus G16. I don't know how this is possible, but the 2024 version of the G16 is on sale for $200 off, both the 4080 and the 4090 version. That is still a pretty new laptop, and it is a really good laptop. This is the one that's like all aluminum, super sleek, super thin build. It uses a vapor chamber for those 4080 and 4090 models, so they can stay quiet and performant. Sick laptop. Highly recommended if you are looking for a thin and light machine in a 16-inch size.
Gorgeous display.
Oh yeah, and it's got an OLED display. This is using our Nebula display with an OLED panel with G-Sync, which, by the way, was not easy to do because before this laptop existed, there were no laptop OLEDs with G-Sync, and there are reasons for that. And in fact, you can go back and watch our episode on this laptop to learn all about that because it is crazy what our engineers worked with NVIDIA and Samsung Display, who manufactures the panel, to figure out a way to make G-Sync work with a mobile-focused OLED display. It is not the same as a desktop OLED. So it was really fascinating to learn about that, and very impressive that they did it. So, because when this first released, I was like, wait, is it going to have G-Sync? It's not a gaming laptop if it doesn't have G-Sync. And they were like, no, it does. Here's how. Are you guys marketers or engineers? We're marketers. I used to review laptops and gaming stuff, and now we do copywriting, we do streams, we do all kinds of other stuff. We talk to the engineers, we talk to the product marketers a lot. I've been in tech for almost 15 years now, in some way, shape, or form, mostly journalism, but yeah, we are technically on the marketing team.
Yep.
So yes, when I say our engineers are amazing, I'm not talking about myself, if that's what you were asking. Our marketers are okay, but our engineers are amazing. Monitors. There are a lot of monitors this week. This is the one we were talking about earlier, that the 27-inch is one of them. We have 3 or 4 27-inch Strix monitors that are, again, like a pretty affordable price point for the features that they're offering. This one is our 4K one. It's $50 off right now, 4K, 160 hertz. This is a fast IPS display. It's got a lot of useful featers. Like
3 or 4 years ago, those specs would have been more than $1,000, $1,500.
Oh, I know. It's nuts. Yeah, it's got like our ELMB syncs for low motion blur, variable, and it works with variable refresh rate, which is nice. That's not true of all monitors. Yeah, a lot of good stuff on this. Works with our display widget center. Highly recommend that. If you have a bit more to spend though, this 27-inch OLED here, this is a glossy 1440p OLED. I think at 27 inches, 1440p is a good sweet spot of resolution. 4K is nice if you're doing like 4K video editing or something like that, but for just gaming, and you can swing that extra couple $100, that 27-inch OLED is going to be a real nice sweet spot for sure. Some other Asus stuff. Got some tough gaming monitors on sale as well. This is like, for example, this is a 27-inch 1440p that, again, dropped price once we released the Strix ones. So if you can't spend the full $300 or whatever it is, this $200 tough monitor is going to do you well. But then we've also got this super ultra-wide Strix monitor. Quite a few monitors on sale right now. Highly recommend those. Why don't we see 27-inch OLED 4Ks? That's a good question. It might be one of those that we released so many OLED monitors recently. I think there was more demand for a 32-inch 4K OLED, and so I'm speculating here, but I think that was probably the correct route to go first because there was higher demand for that. The thing about 27 inches for this monitor is I'm sure that because these are supposed to be a little bit more affordable, going 27 inches instead of 32 might help keep that price down a little bit. If this sells really well, maybe they would decide to make a 4K 27 inch if there's a lot of demand for it. But right now, I think they're going where they see the demand in those respective spaces. There is demand for a 27-inch OLED, but a lot of the OLED demand is for higher end stuff, 32 inches, ultra wide, super ultra wide. Because once you're going OLED and you're spending that much money, 27 inches is maybe a bit small for a lot of those people who want to spend the big bucks. You want a big monitor. Esports players are maybe an exception, but we have other monitors for esports players too. The OLED monitors work great for esports, especially this 27-inch one, but we also have like our 24-inch 540 hertz monitor. Right. And if you're serious about esports, tough call. That one might be the one to go with though. If you play a mix of esports and like AAA, OLED might be the way to go. That would be how I would frame it personally, but it's really
and I don't remember exactly which model it is, but there is, I believe, it's a 32-inch native 4K, but it can go to 1080p and double the FPS. So.
Yes, that one is either just came out or is coming out really soon. That we announced that one at CES, but we had two 32-inch 4Ks. You're right. The one 32-inch 4K came out earlier this year. The other one was a bit later in the year. It's either out now or coming soon. And yes, that one can go from 4K. I forget what it is, like
120, I think.
I think 4K 240 hertz, or you
Okay.
can drop the resolution down to 1080p, and the refresh rate goes up to 480 hertz. It's
Yeah, that
nuts.
sounds about right. Yeah.
It's nuts. I got to play on it at CES, and it's a monster of a monitor. Highly recommended. ROG Phone 8 and ROG Phone 8 Pro are $150 to $170 off, depending on the model. These are sick. These are like the brand new model of the ROG Phone 8. I have the 5S here. This one's, a little bit thicker, a little bit different. This one's it's very similar to our new Zenfone. It's very thin, has a severely upgraded camera, right? The camera is really good on this, especially compared to the older ROG phones. So I do highly recommend this model if you take pictures. It's nice, and it's, like I said, it's super thin, super sleek, and it's got like the fastest processor ever in it. So yeah, on sale, not bad. Oh no, I opened the same page twice. Hold on, let's see if this works. I'm gonna have to drag this window over because we have so many freaking accessories on sale right now too. The Keras 2 Ace, the True Wireless Speed Nova. Those are our new True Wireless with the USB dongle for like absolute minimal latency. Great for the Ally or Ally X. The Strix Impact 3 Wireless. So many keyboards, including is the keyboard. Yep, the Strix Scope 296 Wireless, Lane's keyboard that he was talking about today. That baby's on sale for $149. And
That's a steal at
my keyboard's here for $199, also a steal. And my mouse, the Gladius 3 wireless aim point. This actually looks like almost all of our peripherals are on sale. There are very few that aren't on this page right now. So there's like $20 to $50+ off. Even the ROG Ally travel case, which is my preferred travel case for the ROG Ally, is on sale for $30. ROG Valkyrie and Valkyrie Pro. I'm going to be playing Forza Horizon 5 tomorrow on this channel using that controller. Trying to get a Volkswagen thing in Forza Horizon 5. Come watch me. It's going to be okay. No 4K HDR OLED curved. I don't believe we have a curved 4K one. Most of the curved ones are the ultra wides because when you go ultra wide, you kind of need that curve to keep the viewing angles decent. And like for the 16:9, I think the curve is less popular in the 16:9 world. So not as many of those. We still just have some curved 16:9 monitors, but a lot of them are flat.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff on sale right now, guys. Game Pass. What's new on Game Pass this week? The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy?
Wow.
Sign me up. Wow, nice. Mafia Definitive Edition and Creatures of Ava, among some other things. And of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is on Game Pass now, if you have not gotten in on that yet. Dude, did you see this about the Xbox Cloud Gaming on Fire TV devices?
Mm-mm.
That you can, if you have one of the newest Fire TVs, you can pair an Xbox controller to it, and with Game Pass, do cloud gaming to your TV through a Fire Stick.
Wow, that's one heck of a bundle.
Right? That's like a really cheap way to get gaming. I could totally see, like, I wouldn't make that my main gaming setup, but I could totally see using that on like a secondary or tertiary TV in my house. Like if I didn't have the Ally and I wanted to play video games in bed, like I'd throw a Fire Stick on there and stream.
Get your 10-year-old started gaming and not have to buy a $500 console.
Yeah, right. Well, I got my 7-year-old started gaming, and we actually were gaming on my much more expensive than that PC. But we were playing Lego Star Wars together.
Nice.
He loved it. It's a fun game. So yes, I officially got my kid PC gaming. That's good.
There you go.
Prime Gaming, by the way, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, Prime Gaming has Deus Ex Mankind Divided for free this week, along with some older Tomb Raider games and like Baldur's Gate and stuff. So that was cool. But on Games Planet, our friends over at Games Planet, there are always good sales happening. There's some Star Wars games on sale. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer for $2.26.
Classic.
It is the best Nintendo 64 port of a Pod Racer game ever. That game actually is like, I definitely have fond memories of that game.
Oh yeah, I love playing some Bulba.
Rogue Squadron 3D, also $2.26. This is kind of a crazy sale. I never played Rogue Squadron, but I am a big fan of what's the new one? Star Wars Squadrons.
Okay, yeah.
It's really fun. It's really fun, guys. If you still have not played Star Wars Squadrons, like it's a good one. I did play Rebel Assault back in the day. That was like my DOS Star Wars game of choice back in the day. Sam and Max Hit the Road. Oh, I wonder if there are other. Man, those point and click adventure games were my jam as a kid, and I'm a big Tron fan too. There's no. I know you like this one, Remnant 2.
Oh,
I know that's one of your favorites.
it's half off. Yo,
Half off, baby.
Everybody in chat, you should all buy that.
Not just half off, but if you log into Games Planet with your ROG account, you will get an extra few % off, which basically makes Games Planet the best price always. Because they'll often be matching whatever sale prices you see around the web, and then if you get a couple extra % off with your ROG discount, I don't buy games anywhere else anymore because they're like always cheapest. Like I have the tracker with like my wish list of games, and it will like tell me what store it's cheapest on, and I look at it, it's always equal or less on Games Planet. And then if I put in my ROG, it's like, yeah, it's less. So
Easy.
I buy most of my games Game Planet now. Like a Dragon Issue, this is also one of Lane's favorites.
Yep.
Lane, if I still don't know if I'm ever going to do this. I looked this up, and I want to see if your opinion is the same. If I wanted to play my first Like a Dragon game, or first Yakuza game,
Yeah.
and I don't like turn-based combat,
Yeah.
what would be the game to start with? I don't trust the answers that everyone else was giving me, and I'll explain why.
Well, let me look at my actual list. Kiwami. Yeah, 100%. Yakuza Kiwami. It's a remake of the original Yakuza.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, this one's great.
It's a remake of the original.
Yeah, the original. It was never released in the West. Like you could play it in the West on a PlayStation if you had the Japanese disc, but it was never like in English. So they remastered it. Same story, and the combat is not turn-based. It's a fighting game where you have to like do combos and stuff.
Okay, and this was released in 2019.
Yeah,
so it probably holds up decently well.
Oh, I loved this game. I actually spent, I think, more time playing some of the mini games than the actual story and combat. Like, they're all good for that, but this one doesn't have the turn-based fighting. So if you wanted to start fresh, and it's the very first game, so you get in at the ground floor with all the characters and storylines.
So this was my problem when I looked it up online. Everyone was like Yakuza 0 because it's the first one chronologically, and it's recent and good. And I was like, but it's. I hate when people recommend playing or watching a prequel before the original because things were not meant to be watched in chronological order. Things were meant to be watched in the order that they were released. So if someone's like, you should watch Star Wars Episode 1 before you watch the other movies. No, you're wrong. You should watch, X-Men Origins Wolverine before you watch the original X-Men movie. No, you're wrong. Release order is the only order. It's maybe I could see maybe watching it in chronological order after you've seen them or played them, right? A second time through, it can be fun to do it chronologically, but that is not how people should be introduced to franchises. I will die on that hill.
I agree. I will say that Yakuza 0 is a very good game, though. So I could recommend either one for the same reason.
Well, I'm sure it's good.
They're both remasters, and they both don't have turn-based combat. So yeah, either one.
Oh, is 0 remaster too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, is 0 a remaster, or 0 was the prequel that was like done on the same engine at the same time as Q1?
Okay.
So it's like probably not. Yeah, I don't think that's actually a remaster.
Watch Whitson get stuck in the arcade minigames. Yeah, that would be where I spend most of my time. You guys can't see, but I have an arcade stick up here that I use for arcade games on my on my TV. Anything you guys can share about upcoming Evangelion or special edition motherboards? Nope. Can't share anything until we share something. I know that's a fun tautology, but yeah. Until the company officially announces it, I can't say anything. So who knows what's coming?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Ace Attorney. I'd like the Ace Attorney trilogy. This is fun. I played this game. That's a fun game. Good visual novel type game for your ally, if that's your jam. I'd recommend that for $7.75.
I need to play those. There's too many cultural references from Ace Attorney that I'm not a part of, that I don't know about.
I don't feel like I have learned any cultural references from playing Ace Attorney, but maybe I haven't played enough of them. There are a lot of them now. I don't have any specific information on upcoming BIOS updates, except that there are upcoming BIOS updates for Intel motherboards. I assume that's what you're talking about. Should I bother? Yes, I would.
Yeah,
I would update your BIOS.
If the BIOS on the sports site doesn't say beta, I would definitely update to the most recent. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Intel, AMD, just stay up to date.
I generally update if my recommendation back when I was in media was often like update if you have a reason to update, right? If it's just like, oh, I always want to be on the latest one, like you don't necessarily have to do that. But if there's something, like a new feature comes out, or
not every month, yeah.
Yeah, but if you have a reason to, you're like, oh, I'm having this issue and the BIOS update fixes it, or like, oh, I want this feature and this BIOS update added it, then yeah, update. But or for security fixes, things like that, yeah, I would update for that. And in a situation like this, where like, yeah, the if they're releasing an update that's gonna put your CPU in a better position to last longer, I would absolutely update to that as soon as it's available, or as soon as you verify that everyone's having a good time with it. I understand that BIOS updates can be scary because it gives you that message that's like, don't turn off your computer or you will die. But like, it's not that scary. We've updated our BIOS many times. Laptops update their BIOS automatically. So does the Ally. It's like a totally normal thing. I wouldn't be scared of it. Just let it happen. And I think, I don't know actually about our desktop models, but like, unlike the Ally, like you could update your BIOS manually by downloading an exe, so you don't have to like boot into your BIOS and select the BIOS file. Like sometimes I think that can be nerve-wracking for some people that haven't done it before. You might just be able to download an exe and let it flash itself for you. I'm not sure if that's true of our current desktop motherboards because I don't think I've updated my BIOS on this in a long time. So
it's getting easier, but it's not quite that easy, I don't think. I think it still does require going into the BIOS.
Last couple things in chat. I don't know if I should sell or keep my OG Ally or buy the Ally X. That's up to you. I can't answer that for you. I will say, I'm not usually an upgrade every generation kind of guy. This I would for, me personally, because the updated ergonomics and sticks and everything in the battery on this feels like such an enormous upgrade. Even with the same chip and display, everything else is such a huge quality of life upgrade that like, I would have absolutely sold my OG Ally and spent another however much on this to get that experience. Not usually what I do, but in this case, I would. Whether it's worth it for you depends on you. How comfortable do you find the original Ally? How much do you care about the updated sticks and buttons? How much do you care about the extended battery or the VRAM? VRAM was never really a problem for me on the original Ally. I rarely had a game that needed more VRAM than I was able to give it. But the 24 gigs is nice, and the extra speed on the VRAM I think is the real upgrade because that does give some games better performance. So I love the Ally X, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. Favorite game to play on the Ally X? I'd play a lot of Forza Horizon 5 on it, and I play a lot of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like an entirely new game on the Ally X now than it was when it originally launched on the Ally because they updated the game with better performance. We got some GPU driver updates that offered better performance. The speedier RAM on the Ally X offers better performance, and then they added frame generation to Spider-Man. So now it performs more than double what it did when the Ally first came out. That game was like a whole new game on even the OG Ally, but especially the Ally X.
It's crazy, so that's all just software too.
It's all software. Yeah, even if it's all software in the original Ally, some of it's hardware in the Ally X, but most of it is software, and it's crazy the improvement that it has made. It feels like a new game on the same device. So that's one of my favorite games to like talk about on the Ally because it's crazy how much better it's gotten. But I spend most of my time on the Ally, either playing whatever current single player game I'm playing, or I'm playing Forza Horizon 5. Lane doesn't play on the Ally X as much as I do because he plays a lot of shooters and needs mouse and keyboard. Is that an accurate assessment of your gaming life?
I do, but 100%. But when I was playing, and we said this on stream a couple of weeks ago, Red Dead Redemption 2 was amazing.
It's good, yeah.
The Ally.
I played that on the Ally too. Yeah. Marketing ploy. No, okay. Look. I've said this before. I'm not just trying to convince you to upgrade. My only, like, when I say that the Ally X is amazing, I'm really talking like from personal experience. But like, I have just as vested an interest in selling you guys the regular Ally. Like we still have a bunch of those out there too. If you are on a bit more of a budget, or like I said, if like the battery and the ergonomics don't matter to you, the original Ally is still an amazing device. When I got the original Ally, I was like, this is the most exciting piece of gaming hardware I have owned in like 10 years. It's that good. absolutely, you could go either way. I really like the X, and that would be my preferred model, and I would be willing to pay extra for that. But if you are on a budget or you just don't want to spend that money, the Ally is absolutely still an incredible machine. It is not at all my goal to try and push you toward the Ally X. That's just my own personal choice. At your house, are you using handheld at your desk monitors or playing on a big screen? All three. As I mentioned earlier, I spend most of my time back here on the TV and on the Ally. I play a little bit on this machine. I'll be playing on this machine tomorrow, but mostly on the big screen. What about you? You were streaming to your TV for a while.
Yeah, it depends on the game. If it's kind of story driven and input doesn't matter, I can deal with the latency of like a streaming via Wi-Fi. And I love playing on the TV. It's great. I'm almost considering getting a console just so that I can play natively on the TV. It's mostly been in here. I'm a mouse keyboard guy.
I am for shooters, but not for anything else. But you play mostly shooters, so it makes sense.
I play mostly shooters.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it for us today, guys. Again, giveaway. Let's do one last giveaway. I'm gonna do it right this time. I've got it.
You know how to type it in? You know how to type in the code?
Well, it's now giving me the option. It wasn't giving me the option before. All right.
Cool.
So I go
Custom
back.
codes.
I go back. All right. Guys, the code is crosshair because Lane and I both have crosshair motherboards. We're crosshair buddies. Here we go.
That's right.
Oh, view active giveaway. Wait, how do I stop it? It's not letting me do a new one.
We're really good at our jobs, chat.
I have to click complete. Hey, this isn't usually my job. My job is to order around the guy that usually does this. All right, guys, here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Exclamation point, crosshair to enter the giveaway. Wow, I can't believe it's working.
You figured it out.
You guys are true gamers. This is true. We're not fake gamers. I have been gaming since I was literally in diapers. Which is a lot longer ago than you guys might think. I'm 36 years old, I think. You kind of stop counting after like 25 or 30. But I have been gaming since I was like 2 years old. So, and most of that, I mean, I had consoles, but I have spent definitely the majority of my gaming time in life as a PC gamer for sure.
I consider the start of my gaming career the day that Dad took me to Costco and got me the N64. That was the day that it all started.
I had an NES. That's how old I am. Original NES, original Game Boy. But the N64, I think, was the last Nintendo console that I owned. I had an Xbox for a little bit, OG Xbox. But I spent most of my time gaming on PC, so the consoles weren't as big to me.
I will keep gaming until I am in diapers again. 100% agree, Night Modem.
Dude,
100%.
I saw someone say, oh, is it done? It's done. Who won? Wait, I have to pick a winner. Pick a winner. Wait, where do I pick it? The heck? Oh, here we go. Here's the button. Indaril 777. Are you here? I do not know how to say your name. I'm sorry.
Join our Discord and confirm your Discord name. Please.
What is your Discord name? Yeah, I saw a thing recently that was like our nursing homes are going to be so interesting because it's going to be like just a bunch of really old people playing Super Smash Brothers around a TV or something like.
That doesn't sound so
or
bad.
Or like Halo or Call of Duty. I'm like, yeah, it sounds amazing. It's exactly what I want.
I won't be sad when my family sends me to the home.
Yeah. Nope. Indaril. What is... Okay, it's the same name. Cool. Boom. Snetting and Indaril, congratulations on your $20 Games Planet vouchers. You can use it to buy such games as these. Highly recommended. Enjoy them. Again, you may not get your... Oh, QuakeCon. QuakeCon is today? Wow, we're competing with QuakeCon. Bad move on my part. Your codes may not come for a few weeks, depending on if I can get the codes. There's a spreadsheet with all of our giveaway codes in it, and I don't know if I have access to it, or if I do, I don't know where it is. So that might be a Jake only thing. We might have to wait until he's back from paternity leave to send it to you. But fear not, we will not forget you. I'll see if I can find it, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you guys on Discord. So join our Discord, hang out in there, enjoy it. and I'll DM you if I find those codes. Thank you guys for joining us today. Come back tomorrow. I'll be streaming Forza Horizon 5. Next week, maybe we'll do a co-op stream or something, Lane.
Sweet.
And provided our workload isn't too high, we're flying by the seat of our pants with Jake gone, but we'll be here. I'm not going to be streaming 3 days a week like Jake usually does, and probably not for the full 3 hours, but I'll try to get in at least one game stream a week for a couple hours for you guys to keep the channel going and all that stuff. Keep the giveaways flowing. So stay tuned. Sorry for how raw it's going to be. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. GG's.
Bye, guys.